I want to thank you for coming back to this conversation with Pastor Jamal Bryant and Dr. Francys Johnson. They are both social justice warriors and reverends on a mission to eradicate the many obstacles designed, in some cases, to suppress the vote. What does that mean? Because some people hear voter suppression. That's not a thing anymore. Everyone can vote. But it doesn't mean everyone always gets to do so as smoothly as one might imagine, right?
It is absolutely a thing. It is not the old tactics of denying a whole group of people, like African Americans, the right to vote, but it is the death through a thousand cuts of targeting certain segments of our voting population, particularly those who are vulnerable, like our seniors, like our students, like those who are returning citizens who have served time and are coming back into their communities. These are the efforts, and they know if they can just target groups here, there, and everywhere, they can build up enough that they can ensure that they can stay in elected office, even if they don't win the majority.
So what does that target look like? Give me some examples from the civil rights attorney perspective, what kind of issues you end up addressing.
Sure, well, we've filed more than a dozen voting rights cases in this state and been successful, primarily because we activate our citizens. And one of the things that we use is a peanut gallery. Down in Savannah, Georgia, where I pastor, we have Savannah State University. It's the oldest HBCU in the state, founded in 1890. And we have targeted African Americans to be registered on campus. Well, one voter was able to challenge under the new law here in Georgia more than 4,000 voter registrations. And many of those were students at Savannah State.
And challenged based on what?
Challenged them based on a new law really designed to spur suppression that allows a citizen to challenge an unlimited number of voters. What this does is overwhelm the local office because they got to send out letters and hold hearings. And it also puts the onus on the student, in this case, to come to a hearing and prove that they have a right to vote when they've already done that when they registered.
And I don't want to go too far inside politics here because I want to get Dr. Bryant in here, but what is I hate to use, what was the probable cause? I mean, is it how the name is registered? What is it that people need to look out for?
Well, I wish the standard was as high as probable cause. There's a pretty low standard there.
Okay.
But that's the problem with suppressive tactics. All it requires is a person to make this challenge, and the hearing is there to establish whatever the standard is, which is still under review right now.
Dr. Bryant, let's talk about Project 555 and the target audience there.
Yeah, it is a counter to Project 2025 to really not just underscore the problem, but to offer solution. Bible says people die from a lack of knowledge. The Heritage Foundation has pulled together a document that's well published that if an election goes a certain way in January in the first 100 days, they want to take away affordable health care. Black men are the last people to see a doctor more often than not in the emergency room. They want to lower or raise the retirement age. Black men have the earliest death sentences, death rates in the country. They want to enlarge the death penalty. Black and brown men are adversely impacted by it. They want to put in place that there'll be a dismantle of the Department of Education. That if you're in public schools at 18, you automatically are enlisted in the military, but if you're in private school, you can opt out.
So from a practical standpoint then, if we know that that is a policy that may or may not come into fruition, what are you saying to young men, first time, about to turn 18, or even men coming out of the, coming out of jail and prison who are like, I'm not even sure if I can vote. What is the information that needs to be given?
What we're saying is, don't vote for Kamala or Trump. Vote for yourself. You are on the ballot. What will best benefit your family? What will best benefit your future? And so we're trying to engage people to register those who are not already actively on the polls, as well as directing people to check your status. Just because you voted for Senator Warnock 2 years ago doesn't mean that they still have you there. Over 200,000, I think, have been purged here in the state of Georgia. Georgia is in play, and so we can't play with it.
And so to both of you who quickly in these last couple of minutes, how important it is it just to go back and make sure that you're on the roll and across the country, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the process looks like, making sure that where you are supposed to vote is the same place. It hasn't changed because of maybe some redistricting. Just let's talk quickly about the logistics of making sure your vote matters.
Right. Well, it starts with knowing that you can vote. If you're a returning citizen coming back home after serving time, your vote is automatically restored in places like Georgia and in many states.
And is that because I've heard some people say not for a felony, just for misdemeanors? Clear
no,
that up.
that is for any person who's served time.
Okay.
And many times, if you have a misdemeanor conviction, your right to vote is not suspended at all. Okay. So I want to be clear about that. That the intentionality in not putting out good information is to make people confused, especially when there's a threat to prosecute people for voting. So you have a right to vote, and it's a part of what it means to come back to a community to have a say, because that's what your vote is, a say. Then you can register to vote very easily by going to ngpaf.org or New Georgia Project. .org and registering to vote through our website, which will take you to our Secretary of State's website.
For Georgia.
For Georgia.
And then, of course,
anywhere.
any states. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
any
important
state.
wherever you're watching, just to make sure you are informed, that you're just locked into the basic information, right?
If you go to get a driver's license, if you go to apply for public assistance, anywhere where public assistance is offered, they are required to assist you in registering to vote. Every high school student, there's a voter registrar at your high school. If you attend a public school in this state or any state, that is a part of the Help America Votes Act, and so we need to press those folks to make sure they're assisting our citizens to register to vote as well.
And that's why we wanted to have this conversation. Don't go anywhere. Pastor Bryant and Dr. Johnson going to share what other steps that you can take to make sure that you and your loved ones, right? You got to check on the family. This isn't just about, this is checking on folks maybe who haven't voted in a long time. Make sure everyone is prepared to go to the polls. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really want to thank you for season 3 of Portia. It's because of loyal viewers like you that we keep getting to share this daily dose of positivity all across the country. So just a reminder, I still need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and tell your friends. You can catch us now in Orlando, in San Francisco, in Atlanta, and all across the country on Fox Soul. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon on Portia.